Dungeon Master Gadornord.
What am I doing?
You're proving your Gadornord card. You actually call yourselves Cake and Whimsy?
Well, no, we say Dan and Jess normally, but we're saying that
good.
the show is Cake and Whimsy.
All right.
Hi, it's Cake and Whimsy. Today was Dungeons and Dragons Day because we are giant ass dorks. I do not say ass on this because we are giant dorks.
The dorkiest of dorks.
And one of our favorite dorks is here with us.
Hello.
This is Rich. He is our DM. For laymen, that is Dungeon Master. It's very grand and official.
Would you classify yourself as a dork, a geek, a nerd, or some other term of...
if you can mash them all together, Gadornord, I think, is what I would consider myself.
Gadornord.
Gadornord I am. Cool.
I think we're going to have to make that a hashtag now.
Great.
Dungeon Master Gadornord.
What am I doing?
You're proving your Gadornord card.
I'm glad I have very little shame. It's from hanging out with people like this.
Yep.
So we play Dungeons and Dragons. He's the person who directs the whole game for us and creates the world that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bard and now a gunslinger named Lavender Thornridge. She's very
Hoity-toity.
fancy. She's 31st in line for the throne.
She's 1% of the 1%.
Yeah, basically.
I'm Nat. I play a druid. Not anywhere in line for the throne unless we're talking about perhaps the throne of the animal kingdom.
He makes himself a throne out of a stump.
Pretty much, that's about how it goes. I, however, get to change into all kinds of various animals like the old Wonder Twins.
Yes. For anyone who doesn't know what that means, who are the Wonder Twins?
We're also old.
We're
We're also old nerds.
Yes.
Old members of the Justice League, twin aliens. One always had some form of water and one always some form of animal.
You didn't
or
actually
some
have
such
to
thing.
explain it, but thanks.
I love that he tried.
Yeah.
Correct all my factual inaccuracies in the comments below.
And don't forget their monkey Gleek.
Oh, right,
yeah.
right. Jan and Jaina.
Zan and Jaina. Sorry, but you said correct you, and I had to.
It's like having... I said in the comments below.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not going to watch this and
You have to
type.
actually watch the channel.
That does not seem like something I would be doing.
So tell us a little bit about the world you've created for us.
Oh dear God! All right.
Or your characters that you're playing, because there are
Well,
NPCs, which are non-player characters that kind of
Correct.
get thrown in to support everybody.
And I play all of those. So basically, anybody in the world who is not them or their fellow player characters are played by me.
Fortunately, he's a schizophrenic with a split personality.
Is that redundant? Okay.
No, I'm
All right.
not.
Well, I know that it's
I'm
all
not
called.
a psychologist.
I know that it's
or
all called
psychiatrist.
something differently now, anyway. But
He's-
yeah, I don't think dungeon mastering is in the actual site guide.
He's multiple
But it should be.
personality abled.
Yes, yes, I'm highly functional. This world. To take us way back in the day when we felt much younger than we do now.
Tell us a story, Rich.
No, because you will never stop. This video will continue forever. No, I first met Jess when we were doing a Renaissance fair together, and then I moved up to this area permanently, and we decided to roommate together with another friend of ours. And at some point, I just decided, hey, I haven't run a D&D game in ages. Would you guys like to play? We invited a whole bunch of other people that we knew to come in and play. And so I had a world that I had already created that was based on one that a friend of mine had created way back in the early 1980s.
So you stole your world from somebody else?
Elements of it, yes.
Excellent, excellent.
Elements of it. But it was very easy to take portions of the story that came from that world to build this one out of, and to actually put their characters into the background of, hey, this is what your world looks like, and here's why. which was great fun because Jess's original character in this game wound up becoming the daughter of two of those characters from that old story from back in the 80s. So it's like we said, it's all insane. It's all massive insanity. But,
that's the nerd part of the whole thing.
Right. But we played that game for 4 years?
Yeah, every Wednesday.
Yeah, every Wednesday, almost every Wednesday, for 4 years, with people coming and going from the group because not everybody can always adhere to the schedule. But so we continued to play that game for 4 years until they went from first level to 20th level. And then at 20th level, I basically said, I have nothing more to do with you guys, and I'm kind of burned out by that point. So we had moved on to other games, we had done other things, so on and so forth. Now go back 3 years from now, and I was like, hey, I feel like running a D&D game again. Would you guys like to play? And of course, Jess by this point was married to Dan.
Woo!
So I felt obligated to bring him in.
Yeah,
and I'm
since regretted it.
No, I'm happy that I did because every party needs that last guy. In only the best way, I of course mean.
He's not wrong.
But so what we had decided to do was, I said, what kind of game do you guys want to play? And Jess and the two other members who were from that original game said, hey, can we finish up that story? There was still more that we felt our characters could say. So we used the old 3.5 edition rules for epic adventures, since we were playing 3.5 rules back then, and I made an epic adventure that lasted for about 1.5 years to help these guys finish up that storyline. Once that storyline was done, I said, all right, now that we have played out this game, how about we start over again at first level? But we took that entire world and I said, it is now 500 years later. So technology has increased, magical technology has increased, the world, based upon the decision that their old characters have made, has been reshaped. Because, you know, when you're epic heroes, you shape global things. And so now their new characters are living with the consequences of what their old characters had done.
So many consequences.
So many. And they've actually met one of their old characters.
Mine.
Yes.
Look forward to more stories from this if you're interested in it, but if you're not, you can just skip the video when it says Dungeons and Dragons on it.
You'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for
for a
stopping
great
by.
game.
Thank you.
And thanks for many years of being a really fantastic DM.
Thanks for just listening to me when I feel like doing 17 different voices in 18 different dialects.
You're welcome.
Sure.
We're back.
So today was D&D.
What? Quack quack.
Yeah,
Excuse
quack,
me.
quack. We're really happy to have Rich with us and guest starring on some of our
Glad you got to meet him.
video today. Rich is, now that he's gone, we can talk about it.
Ooh, he'll never see. Did you see what he was? No,
Rich is our favorite dungeon master.
no offense, Mom.
We've
Or Dennis.
we've dealt with several, but Rich is pretty fantastic. So, what about Rich makes him a great DM for you?
You know, I think a good part of it is he's extremely creative and is a great storyteller, but on top of that, he really gets into his characters a lot. We don't just say we're going to a shop. We go to the shop and he is the shopkeeper and it's always someone unique, and I don't know how he can keep that many people in his head at one time.
I once tried doing this and couldn't keep 3 characters in the entire thing in mind. So, yeah, lots of respect for that. I think for me, it's Rich's devotion to the story. He's telling a story and he'll do anything to forward that story around. And I think that's kind of refreshing. A lot of DMs are trying to murder you, and Rich does do his fair share of trying to murder us.
And sometimes succeeds.
Yes, murdered me a couple of events ago. But
It's okay.
got better?
He's fine now.
Sure.
He's only mostly dead.
No effects at all.
So what's your favorite part of today's game?
Ooh, I think my favorite I have two.
Mm.
So, I'm a combat guy. My character mostly rolls into the combat ends of things. So I really enjoy when we get to beat things up, frankly. So I was thinking we weren't going to get any combat in today because we had one big opportunity to have a great combat, and I let everyone talk us out of combat. And we settled for peace and negotiated and just bypassed the entire encounter.
This is coming from the person who's died during the game already.
Right? And it's still important. But later on, we got to have a great battle, and that made my heart not die a little bit.
No, you know what made your heart not die? Fighting three hill giants and one stone giant and 4 winter wolves or whatever, and
We had them dead to rights. We had it undercover. We could do it. But anyway, what was your favorite part of today?
finding out that you're gonna have a kid.
Yeah. Not Dan.
No.
My character Nat had interactions with the fairer sex once in the entire time I've played Dungeons and Dragons, frankly.
And in the entirety of this character's life.
Yes. And the dice did not come up kind to him, and he is sharing his lineage a little bit now, I guess. More to come on that as we travel down the road, but
so that and getting an airship. Ooh.
Right? An airship.
We thought it was going to be beyond our means, and then we actually priced it out, and we're getting an airship.
Turns out we've been amazing savers. I wish I was this good of a saver in real life, because evidently we just saved everything we've ever gotten paid for anything, and we're pretty rich.
Which is really odd considering our accountant is also our rogue. That
Right?
doesn't normally work out quite that well, so thank you. Thanks, Agnes.
So what that means, I think, is that we are rich plus 25%, because I'm sure there's a fee in there that we're not seeing.
So what's your favorite part of the game today?
My next favorite part of the game,
Oh, did we already ask you?
think,
Oh.
yeah,
Sorry.
that's okay. I think was getting back to our manor house and seeing what it looked like. That was pretty fun. We spent a lot of time getting a manor house, and then we left town before it could be finished building, and haven't been back in a long
thanks,
time.
Dad.
So, yeah, your dad in the game is such a pain in the ass. Oops. Pain in the buttocks.
Pain in the tuchus. Pain in the posterior.
We had a lot of fun today, though.
We did.
We usually get together in game for about 6 or 7 hours once a month or so with some good friends. These are all people that we've known for years and years, and that makes it a safe, fun environment. And generally, we spend about 70% of our time just laughing at inside jokes and ridiculous things. Maybe someday we'll put it on video. It might only be funny to us. I'm really not sure.
It probably is, but we are not a D&D group of skilled voice actors.
We are not. We are indeed not.
So, next time we have Dungeons & Dragons, which should be at the end of the month, maybe we'll introduce you to one of our other players.
Did you want to explain your hate speech that you're wearing today?
Oh, let's see. Don't let the muggles get you down. I don't necessarily agree with this sentiment. I just needed some pajamas that were lighter weight, and they were there, and they were Harry Potter, and I didn't pay much attention, and now I'm apparently being a terrible person.
Yeah, you're awful.
I am sorry, muggles.
Might as well just call them mudbloods.
I wouldn't do that.
Well, wouldn't you?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
That's terrible.
All right, then. They forgive you.
Thank you.
Right? Maybe? I don't know.
Let me know
I'm not
in the
wearing
comments if you forgive me.
I'm not wearing any muggle hate gear, so, just focus it all on that side.
So next time we might introduce you to another player when we have this game again, and show you our D&D minifigures. We had
Oh,
them custom
right.
made at Hero Forge, and they do a great job.
I forgot about our little
Yeah.
minis.
It's nice to be able to get them customized to what you're doing. I remember back in my day, back in the old days, you just had to go and buy whatever, like, pewter figurine kind of vaguely resembled your character's class and race, sort of, and work with what you had. But now we get to, like, pick all of the features, and that's awesome.
Was that back when they were coloring in the dice
The
with
dice
crayons?
with crayons, yes.
Reaching into bags of chits for numbers?
Yes.
Or okay, alright.
You had the red box.
I feel you, old timer.
Oh.
I think that's all for tonight.
Yeah, so let's frost
Let's
the
go
cake.
frost the cake.
Good night.
Night.